So what can we really learn from Ramadan? I know me studying more into it has piqued my interest more into dry fasting, because this is a religion that does this yearly for a month long, that they're daily doing dry fasting, and there is no detriment to the body. What's up, fasters? It is Tuesday, and we are going to move towards doing Tuesdays as doing fasting videos, and also Thursdays like we always do, because Mondays are a little bit more hectic to try to get a video put out. So if you are new here, are looking for any tips and tricks on fasting videos, we talk about fasting all here on this channel. So I'm Dr. LeGrand, and let's go ahead and dive into the video. Here we go. So today I'm going to talk about Ramadan and why Ramadan is so important to look at as a culture and religion when it comes to fasting and learning about fasting. Specifically for you experienced fasters out there that are looking into doing dry fasting, it is really important to look at Ramadan. Now, why is it important to look at Ramadan? Well, really when it comes to the science, looking at the research, Ramadan is pretty much one of the big areas that research is being done on. As far as looking at other studies, it's very, very scarce. Not very much research on dry fasting out there, but there is a lot of research being done on Ramadan. People who don't know what Ramadan is, it is amongst a religious practice that a lot of Muslims do once a year for a whole month. Every day they're going to fast during the daylight hours, and typically it's about May into June, depending on where it falls. But they will fast during the daylight hours and only eat at the night hours. So, and then they'll also typically will break their fast usually with some water and dates. They do that because they believe that Muhammad, that's how he broke his fast when he did Ramadan. And Ramadan, really, when it comes to Muhammad, it is believed that he, I think, went through about 9+ different Ramadan fasts. And that's what's kind of believed, at least what I've kind of found. If any of you guys know any more information about that, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. I'm not saying I'm very expert when it comes to the Muslim religion, but just kind of what I've kind of found and looked at. But when it comes to Ramadan and the benefits that they have found with Ramadan, especially when it's done correctly, is yes, people have been able to lose weight. But when it's not done correctly, well, guess what? They have found that all of them have gained back their weight. And the reason this might be is they have found also that people who go through Ramadan tend to eat just as many calories, if not more, during the nighttime hours. And this can be a very common occurrence for anybody who's doing fasting, not just dry fasting, but any fasting in general. People will tend to consume even more so. I know I personally can, if I am not careful. I can eat a lot within just a couple hours, especially after I've been fasting. Now, that could be an issue, but some people who have a little bit more self-control can typically do that. Now, what they have found also with people who are doing Ramadan, they consume a lot more carbs than usual. And that can be a detriment as well. But if it is done correctly by consuming more healthier fats, because healthier fats can actually help really decrease the appetite. It can kind of keep you satiated for longer periods of time. So if you kind of do that during the night hours, if you're doing Ramadan or just doing dry fast in general, that can help you keep you satiated for a longer period of time. You're not going to consume as many calories. Plus, you're not trying to consume so much carbs. If you really are trying to use weight loss as a benefit, then trying to consume more fats, healthier fats. So people who do the keto diet, that's why they do really well with dry fasting, and especially if they plan on doing Ramadan, they're going to have better benefits from doing that. And then of course, when you're done with the Ramadan, making sure you're continuing doing that versus just going back to it. Because a lot of people, when they're done with the Ramadan, then they just go back to the same eating habits, and that's where they found the studies where they basically gain all the weight back, and therefore really there was no benefit from as far as when it comes to weight loss. So what can we really learn from Ramadan? I know me studying more into it has piqued my interest more into dry fasting, because this is a religion that does this yearly for a month long, that they're daily doing dry fasting, and there is no detriment to the body. People get really scared when it comes to dry fasting, but if it is done right and you're not doing it too extensively, where, typically with people who are doing Ramadan, It depends on where they're at in the world, but it could be from anywhere from 11 to up to 22 hours of dry fasting, depending if they're living way up north. And this is during the most peakest daylight hours. So that's why you're going to see that it could be a very 22-hour dry fast before they can actually really even eat. It just really depends on where you live out in the world. But what's so fascinating about this is that this has been done for centuries and centuries in a religion with no issues. Now, of course, they've been practicing doing this, so this is something that you might have to build up doing. But even for myself, even with amongst my own kind of religion, you know, fasting for 24 hours where you're doing a dry fast once a month, I've been used to that throughout my whole life. But it has piqued my interest more looking at Ramadan, doing dry fasts more frequently because of all the benefits that can come with it as long as that you're doing it correctly. And by doing it correctly, when you're breaking your fast, of course you want to break it with doing, maybe even extending it a little bit longer by doing a water fast a little bit, so replenishing the water, rehydrating you, and doing some healthy fats and vegetables versus jumping right to the carbs. So this is definitely something I'm really interested in, and if you guys want to see me do Ramadan in 2019, give us a big thumbs up. If we reach to 500 likes, I'd say, if we reach to 500 likes by the time Ramadan hits, which is going to be, I think, May 2019, I will do the Ramadan. So get this video to hit 500 likes and I will definitely do Ramadan in 2019 if you'd like to see me do that. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave the comments in the comment section below. And like always, go ahead and check out our other videos over here. And if this is your first time on our channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button over here and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the future fasting videos that we do here. All right, that's it. I am signing out. Dr. LeGrand out. Thanks. Bye.